You wake up. You tell yourself today will be different. And for a few hours, it is. Then something small happens. A bad meeting. A rude comment. A missed workout. And suddenly, the version of you that made that promise this morning is gone. Have you ever noticed that? How fragile your discipline feels the moment life pushes back. Here's what almost nobody tells you. The gym was never really about your body. It was never about the mirror, the weight plates, or the number on the scale. Something else has been happening this entire time, quietly, underneath all of it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because the way you train your body is the exact same way you're training your mind to respond to pain, to discomfort, to difficulty. Every single day. Most people never realize this connection. They chase a better body and wonder why their mind still feels weak. But there's a reason for that. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why discipline in the gym either builds an unshakable man or quietly builds nothing at all. Let's go deeper into why this happens. Your brain doesn't separate physical effort from emotional effort. To your nervous system, discomfort is discomfort. Whether it comes from a heavy set of squats or a hard conversation with someone you love, the response mechanism is the same. Your mind is asking one question in both moments. Do I push through or do I retreat? This is why so many men can handle physical pain but collapse emotionally the second life gets difficult. They trained their muscles. They never trained their tolerance for discomfort itself. Marcus Aurelius understood this centuries ago. He wasn't obsessed with comfort. He was obsessed with control over his reactions, his impulses, his mind. The body, to the Stoics, was never the goal. It was the training ground. What if the real problem isn't that you lack motivation? What if the real problem is that you've never taught your mind what to do when motivation disappears? Because motivation always disappears. That's not pessimism. That's just how the human brain works. It's designed to conserve energy, not to chase greatness. But here's where something even more important starts to happen. Once you understand this, the entire way you see training changes. It stops being about aesthetics. It becomes about identity. Here's the first shift that changes everything. Stop training to look better. Start training to become someone who does hard things, even when he doesn't feel like it. This sounds small. It isn't. Think about this for a moment. When you force yourself to train on a day you truly don't want to, you're not just burning calories. You're proving something to your own mind. You're sending a signal that says, my feelings do not control my actions. That signal doesn't stay in the gym. It follows you into your work, your relationships, your finances, your patience. Men who skip workouts just this once aren't only losing progress in the gym, they're reinforcing a pattern where emotion always wins. And that pattern doesn't stay contained. It leaks into everything. The real danger isn't missing one workout. The real danger is what missing it teaches your brain about who's really in charge. This is why some men can build incredible bodies, but still feel weak inside. They trained the muscle. They never trained the mind behind the muscle. And that's the difference between looking disciplined and actually being disciplined. Let's talk about something most men never admit out loud. Emotions are not the enemy, but emotions were never meant to lead. Think about the last time you made a decision purely because you were angry or anxious or tired. Did it usually lead somewhere good? Be honest. Most regret in a man's life doesn't come from bad luck. It comes from letting temporary feelings make permanent decisions. The gym is where you practice the opposite. Your legs are shaking, your mind is screaming to stop, and yet you complete the set anyway. That single moment retrains a lifelong habit. Feeling something does not mean obeying it. This is where character is actually built. Not in comfort. Not in motivation. In the quiet, unglamorous repetition of choosing discipline over emotion. again and again, when no one is watching and no one will ever know. Tell me in the comments what's one moment where your emotions almost made a decision for you and you caught yourself just in time. Because here's where everything changes for the men who understand this. They stop waiting to feel ready. They act first. The feeling of strength comes after the action, not before it. The ancient Stoics lived by a principle most modern men have completely forgotten. Epictetus taught that we suffer not from what happens to us, but from our judgment about what happens to us. A hard set of deadlifts isn't bad. Your mind labels it that way. And that label is a choice, even if it doesn't feel like one. Seneca went even further. He believed comfort was quietly dangerous, that a life without resistance produces a man who has never been tested, and a man untested is a man unprepared. This is why the gym matters so much more than people realize. It's one of the last remaining places in modern life where a man is forced to face real, unavoidable resistance. No shortcuts. No excuses. Just you, the weight, and your own mind deciding what kind of man you're going to be in that moment. Could it be that the reason so many men feel lost today is because they've removed all resistance from their lives? Comfortable jobs, comfortable routines, comfortable relationships, and a mind that has forgotten how to fight for anything. The Stoics didn't fear discomfort. They used it. And once you start using it too, you stop fearing the hard parts of life because you've already proven, rep after rep, that you can survive them. So how do you actually apply this starting today? First, stop chasing motivation. Build a system instead. A time you train, no matter how you feel. Motivation is a mood. A system is armor. Second, use the first 5 minutes as your test. Almost every man who skips a workout decided in the first 5 minutes, not the last. Show up for those 5 minutes, and your body usually finishes what your mind started. Third, treat every hard set as identity training, not just physical training. Say to yourself quietly, "This is who I am now." Not who I'm trying to become. Who I already am, proven by this rep. Fourth, stop needing a perfect environment. No gym, no equipment, no motivation, none of it should be an excuse anymore. Push-ups on a bedroom floor still count. Discipline doesn't care about your excuses. If this is starting to make sense to you, take a second and hit the like button. It genuinely helps this message reach more men who need to hear it. Fifth, track consistency, not intensity. One brutal workout means nothing if you quit next week. 14 mediocre workouts in a row mean everything. This is how ordinary men slowly become unshakable. Not through motivation. Through decisions repeated so many times they become identity. Here's what happens if you ignore all of this. Years pass. You tell yourself you'll start next Monday, so many times that Monday stops meaning anything at all. Your body slowly reflects the discipline you never built. But worse than that, your mind does too. You start avoiding hard conversations, avoiding hard decisions, avoiding anything uncomfortable. And slowly, without noticing, you become a man who folds the moment life applies pressure. Those who ignore this pay for it later, quietly, in ways that are hard to trace back to a missed workout 10 years earlier. But that's exactly where it started. When was the last time you did something hard, purely because it was hard? If the answer is "I can't remember," that's not a small problem. That's the entire problem. The earlier you understand this connection between physical discipline and mental strength, the more years of your life you get to actually live with control instead of reacting to everything that happens to you. Most people never escape this cycle. Not because they can't, but because no one ever explained it to them clearly enough for it to click. You don't have that excuse anymore. So let's bring this all together. The gym was never really about how you look. It was always a mirror for how you handle resistance in your body, your mind, and your life. Every rep you push through is proof. Every workout you skip is also proof, just in the opposite direction. You now understand why some men build incredible bodies and still feel weak inside. They never connected physical training to mental training. You understand why emotions can't be allowed to lead your decisions. You understand what the Stoics knew thousands of years ago. Resistance is not your enemy. It's your teacher. If you're serious about becoming a stronger, calmer, more controlled version of yourself, consider subscribing. This channel exists for men who are done waiting to feel ready and ready to start becoming. If this video meant something to you, share it with one man in your life who needs to hear this today. Not tomorrow, today. Write one word in the comments that describes the man you're training to become. Because the truth is simple. Every rep is a vote for who you are. Cast it wisely.